Ever been asked in a job interview if you were a fruit, what kind would you be? Now that's not something you prepare for, isn't it? But some folks, they've got answers that'd make you chuckle. Like the guy who said he'd be a pineapple, rough on the outside, sweet on the inside, and wearing a crown. Or the lady who claimed to be a grape because she's better in a bunch. These aren't your everyday interview questions, folks, but they sure do make for some funny answers. Now that's a juicy question. Or how about the interviewer who's more enthusiastic about your hobbies than your qualifications? Picture this. You're all set to discuss your impressive resume, but the interviewer is fixated on your love for birdwatching. You're knee-deep in explaining the migration patterns of the northern cardinal, while your MBA gathers metaphorical dust. The interviewer's eyes are sparkling with curiosity, not about your business acumen, but whether you've ever spotted a yellow warbler. Who knew your stamp collection could land you a job? And then there's the interviewer who turns the interview into a survival test. Picture this, folks. Instead of asking about your strengths and weaknesses, they're throwing a flat pack chair at you and a stopwatch. Suddenly, you're not just a job applicant, you're a contestant on who can build it quickest. The absurdity of the situation is only matched by the sheer determination of these brave souls, ready to conquer flat pack furniture for a shot at employment. Remember, it's not just a chair, it's your future. So, in the world of job interviews, expect the unexpected. From questions that would baffle a philosopher to interviewers as excitable as a squirrel on caffeine, it's been a wild ride. We've seen applicants wrestle with challenges as varied as a box of chocolates. But through it all, their positive attitudes have been as refreshing as a glass of sweet tea on a hot summer day. Job interviews can be unpredictable, but they can also be downright hilarious. And remember, if you're asked about being a fruit, just say you're a fine apple. All right, folks, now that we've had our fun with the hypotheticals, let's take a deep dive into the pool of real-life interview absurdities that people have actually experienced. You might think we're pulling your leg, but we assure you, these are as real as it gets. First up, we have a candidate who was asked to perform their favorite song during an interview for a finance position. Yes, you heard it right, folks. Apparently, the ability to belt out a tune is now a prerequisite for crunching numbers. Next on our list, an interviewer who conducted the entire interview speaking in a fake accent. The candidate was left wondering whether they'd walked into an audition for a foreign film instead of a job interview. And finally, we have a candidate who was asked to sell a pen to the interviewer, who then proceeded to argue that they prefer pencils. Talk about a curveball. So remember, the interview room can sometimes feel like a comedy club, but don't let that throw you off your game. Stay focused, stay positive, and remember, sometimes you just have to laugh at the ridiculousness.